Hey, it's Lauren. This is an excerpt from the full-length episode. To listen to the entire episode, head to the show notes and follow the link.
This episode has been brought to you by the Afterlight Institute. Ignite the light, magic, and miracles within.
I think it's definitely very obvious that there are some major issues in modern society. And I think it's been just a long chain reaction of sort of separating ourselves from nature, starting with the church and colonialization and the Industrial Revolution, which made us into machines and into this very sort of step by step, you need to do it this way in these rigid sort of forms. I think the Industrial Revolution was a huge turning point away from nature. And of course, the whole modern science thing too, is if you can't prove it in 100 different trials, then it can't be true. Those sort of things. There's just been a long chain reaction that has sort of pulled us away from this innate wisdom that we hold in our body. Like back in the day, plant healers, they used to use, these more scientific proven methods, but they also used folk tales and mythology and their own intuition to really give a whole holistic approach to taking care of the body. And so now we've really been reduced to just the physical, just the scientific approach to healing. And so instead, when we take back into account our intuition, our ancestry, our roots, like all of those things, and of course the science too is important. We're learning so many wonderful things because of science, but it needs to be all connected one to another. And so I think a really big thing to get back in touch with the land, to get back in touch with, our own paths, is to really learn how to develop our intuition, because that's just something that nobody values anymore. Like nobody values intuition when we have so many things coming at us from all different directions, whether it be social media or the news, or, just this is the way you need to do this thing. So nobody even really thinks about intuition anymore. And so there are definitely a few ways that you can sort of start to develop your intuition through the earth. Actually, I find working with plants and working with the land is a great way to deepen your intuition. And I think one of the main things is to just be curious, like what interests you? Like, I truly don't believe that anything happens randomly. Like, I think there are signs everywhere that we either are ignoring, passing by, but something catches your curiosity, your attention for a reason. So follow that. If something interests you, like what is it trying to tell you? What lesson is it trying to learn? And more often than not, that'll take you down just a whole rabbit hole into a lesson that, you might not even have known that you needed. So I think just being curious is really the gateway into developing your intuition. And as you let yourself follow that, you can really start to feel things deeper in your body. At least that's been true for me. And also in nature has so many signs everywhere. And of course, I live literally in the middle of the forest. So I don't have any neighbors, you can't even see my house from the road. So I have a lot of exposure to the animals and the plants around me. So I've begun to actually, if there's an animal that has come to my window time and again, I start to wonder, like, okay, so this woodpecker has been at my window, 3 times at the start of the new year. Like, what does this mean? And a lot of times, the animals will pass by and, I won't think anything of it. But there are certain times I'll get this gut feeling that tells you, okay, this animal's here, this is a sign. Or, this plant popped up, this is a sign. And so then I follow that curiosity. Where is it taking me? What is the woodpecker trying to tell me? And a lot of time, pretty much 100% of the time, I've learned lessons from just these little experiences where my curiosity has taken me somewhere and I've just allowed it to sort of take the lead. So yeah, that's a really long explanation to how to get back on the right path. And I think it's a huge question, but just on a personal level, I think developing that intuition is really key.